video today, I'm going to be sharing with us 5 common mistakes that every woman makes during her period that could be the reason for some problems like the PCODs, the urinary tract infection, thyroid issue, or even aggravate some of the PMS symptoms you notice during your period. If this is your first time coming across my video or my face for the first time, I am Nurse Blessing here. I'm a registered nurse and midwife. Here in this channel, we talk everything related to health and healthcare. So if this is something you've been interested in, I urge you to hit that subscribe button. And if you are watching me from Facebook, do well to follow me in order to get my content anytime I upload them. One interesting thing about my gender is that every month our body prepares for pregnancy, and when pregnancy doesn't occur, the entire preparation is shared in the form of our monthly period. Talking about the common mistakes every woman should avoid during her is wrong diet during period. To be honest with you, what you eat during your periods can have a huge impact as to how easy or how tough your periods will be. Number 1 food on my list are red meat. Now, why do I advise you to avoid red meat during your periods? Is because red meat contains high level of prostaglandin, and you don't want that during your periods. The second food I would advise you to stay away from during your periods are the oily and refined food. Example of this food are your chips, your cheese, your salad dressing, and this is because this food contains a lot of trans fats that raises your estrogen level, and you don't want excess estrogen during your period. Set of food I want you to avoid during your periods are the diuretic beverages. Example are your soft drink, your cold drink, your sodas, and the rest of them. Now, alcohol is another one drink you must avoid during your period. This is because you lose a lot of blood during periods, and consuming more alcohol during your periods will increase your chances of losing more blood, thereby lowering your blood pressure. And you don't want that during your periods because it will leave you being fatigued all throughout your periods. Last but not the least food you have to avoid during your periods are spicy food. Now, spicy food will leave you with gas and bloating during your periods, and you want to replace them with alternative like fresh chilies, your cinnamons, and turmeric. Now, you might ask me, what are the best food to eat during your periods? Here are the list of food you can eat during your periods that will help improve or relieve pains during periods. Number 1 on my list are fibrous food. Example of this food are your legumes, your whole grain, your vegetables, and fruits. Now, this food helps to relieve or remove excess estrogen from your bloodstream, thereby relieving pain during periods. The second food I will recommend you eat during your periods are turmeric and ginger. Now, turmeric and ginger are proven to contain anti-inflammatory property that helps relieve pain during periods. Another very important food I recommend you eat during your periods are nuts and seeds. Example of these nuts are your almond nuts, your walnuts. Now, this nut contains a lot of omega-3 fatty acid, which helps to relieve muscle contraction, thereby relieving pain during periods. Last but not the least food I will recommend you eat during your periods are dark chocolate. Emphasis on dark chocolate. Now, dark chocolate contains a lot of caffeine that will help improve your mood during periods. Another mistake women make during their periods is the popping of pain medication. Now, I do not dispute the fact that pain medication is an effective and easy way to relieve pain during periods. However, over-the-counter drugs has caused a lot of harm than they fix. According to the US National Library of Medicine, they found out that NSAID, that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like the ibuprofen, can increase your risk of having sudden heart attack or even stroke. Frequent use of pain medication can cause problems like ulcer, bleeding in the stomach or the intestine, or even damage your kidney and liver. That doesn't mean you should gilt your teeth and suffer in pain. What you need to do is to increase your intake of supplements like magnesium, calcium, and vitamin B6. Now, this will help to relieve some of the symptoms you notice during your periods. Another very important supplement I will encourage you to take during your menstrual period is evening primrose and vitamin E. This product will help with the breast tenderness and cramps you notice during your periods. Most importantly, do not wait until the cramp or the headache starts. Treat the symptoms early enough. Remember, if you break the cycle, it will reduce the amount of interventions you do during your periods. That common mistake a lot of women make during their periods is not changing their pads or tampons often enough. Remember, the longer you wear your pads, the more you give room for bacteria to grow. I understand that we might be carried away by our daily activity. It is very important for you to change your pad every 4 to 8 hours. Now, if you want a long-lasting protection, you can go for menstrual cup. Another one mistake a lot of women make during their periods is to dodge. Now, dodging is the act of trying to use solution or soap to wash the vagina. Now, when you dodge, you only cover up odor for a period of time, just a short period of time. But you are rather creating a lot of problems for yourself. What are the reasons why we avoid or we encourage you to avoid using any solution, any kind of medicated soap to wash your vagina except water? This is because dodging has been linked with bacterial infection. Dodging increases your risk of infertility as a woman. Dodging again can increase your chances of reoccurring infection, vaginal infection. Remember, it is normal for you to have some amount of odor down there, especially when you are on your periods. But the vagina is self-cleaning. However, if you think something might not be alright, then it is time to speak to your doctor instead of dodging. The last but not the least mistake a lot of women make during their periods is to skip their daily workout. Regular exercise, despite being a way to reduce stress and sweat out toxins, when you exercise regularly, it will reduce your symptoms of cramp and even improve your sleep. It is recommended to have at least 30 minutes of exercise 5 days every week, even when you are on your period. Research shows that women who do little or no exercise are more likely to show PMS symptoms. Conclusion: try as much as possible to avoid these common mistakes, which I have mentioned earlier. 1 is wrong diet during periods. Secondly, use of pain medication. 3rd, not changing your pads often enough. 4 is dodging. And lastly, skipping of your daily workouts. If you find this video informative, do not forget to hit the like button and share out the video so other people can get it. Bye. See you on my next video.